All right, y'all. So listen, old mediocre phones, they're a thing of the past. The life-changing Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G device is in. It's everywhere that you look, making a statement, setting trends, and unfolding endless possibilities. It takes hands-free pictures and videos so you can take your selfie to a whole new level. Your style game, your frame game, maybe your adult time photograph game.
You never know.
Whether you're showing off your outfits or your baby or your snacks or whatever, you can do so while also having your device fit perfectly in your pocket. Get the new Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G at Samsung.com. And let's show everyone how to live this life. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with your carrier and go get your fancy new phone.
Exactly.
And let's start the show. Welcome back to another episode of the show. I'm Kofi Annan.
And I am Anita Baker. This is The Read. Thank you for coming back.
It is. And thank you for coming back as well to this, The Read.
We are here. Correct.
We are here. And I am once again holding my phone like a news reporter.
You're holding
reporting live. I just did an ad about phones. I'm not
No, you're fine.
Not under the influence of anything.
I'm sorry. You're fine.
Well, yeah. But
Yep. It's great over here, you guys.
All right. So Black Excellence this week, we're going into a special theme. Because I'm a sports analyst. And so we're going to talk about hockey.
Oh, great. Yeah, you are that. Okay.
And, for me, typically when I would think of hockey for most of my life, I wouldn't think of black. I wouldn't think of black unless I was thinking of the color of the puck.
Correct.
Because I don't know many Afro-Americans that have anything to do with hockey. But that is where younger, far less sports educated me would be incorrect. And the far more enlightened sport expert that I am today says, here we are with truth and facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in today's Black Excellence, we're giving honor to Jason Payne, who's just been promoted from assistant coach to head coach of the Cincinnati Cyclones hockey team. This makes him the first Black head coach in professional hockey and the only Black coach in the league, only minority head coach in the league.
Oh, wow.
So this means that hockey's just about as white as you might have thought, but breaking that ceiling. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Mr. Jason Payne has been working in professional hockey for over 14 seasons. He even played hockey himself. Did you know that Cincinnati had a team called the Mighty Ducks?
I don't think I knew that.
It's fine. That's
think
why
I
I'm
knew
here.
that.
It's to teach you about sports.
Perhaps Canada had a team or some other northern state, but I did not know Cincinnati, Ohio did. No, I had no idea. Thank you for educating me, Mr. Sports Analyst.
Since Jason has he's worked as an assistant coach, a scout, skating coach, skills coach, and now head coach.
Oh, he does it all
for Cincinnati. So shout out to him. Hopefully this will encourage more people of all cultures and races and creeds to get into the hockey thing. And I'm sure there's been many a white man who has tried to stand in the way of Blacks succeeding in the sport of hockey, because they know if there's one thing and two things that we can do.
Oh, Lord, please.
Is skate and throw hands. So
if niggas take over hockey, that's it. You're not getting your sport
what else
back.
you have? Yeah.
You're literally not getting it back if niggas get into it. So Good luck.
We just don't like being cold. So.
Yeah. That is literally the only thing saving y'all is niggas don't like ice or snow.
Yeah.
We don't like cold temperatures.
Unless it's in a cup in the summer.
Right. So, but congratulations to Mr. Payne. Honestly, when I first heard his name, I thought of Martin Payne, and then I struggled a lot to not think of him as like Martin's cousin, but good because this is honestly, it's a spinoff that is occurring naturally in my brain right now, but good for him.
Why not?
And, you know, I love Black people invading things that white people think belong to them. So good for him and best of luck.
But that's not where hockey Black excellence ends, because the Senate last month passed a bill to honor the first Black player in the NHL with a congressional gold medal.
What?
Willie O'Ree. Willie O'Ree, who played for the American U.S. Senate.
Wow, okay.
He debuted with the Boston Bruins back in the 50s, 1958.
Oh, wow. So he really went through
first. Oh, yeah.
In Boston in the 50s? Oh, my God.
I can only imagine how many times.
Oh, no. He went through it.
Yeah. How many accidents happened during his seasons. Oh, my
God. White people, I'm sure, were wilding out. Wow.
Well, he made history as the first Black player in the National Hockey League then, and went on to play 2 seasons with Boston. What? And then he played 13 years for the Western Hockey League. So now, in 2018, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. There was a documentary about his life the following year. And earlier this year, the Boston Bruins retired his jersey. He was the 12th player in history to receive that. And then the Senate passed a bill also earlier this year to provide him with the Congressional Gold Medal, which he has since received. And they referred to him as a trailblazer for young people across the country. That's senators that passed the bill and whatnot.
Right.
And so there you go. Now he's, sits along, MLK and Coretta and Rosa Parks and looks down lots of mostly dead white people who have a congressional gold medal.
Yeah. So. I'm truly, first of all, I'm stunned that this brother debuted in Boston and then stayed there another 2 or 3 years. Like, what? He deserved a medal for that alone. In the 50s, like, Boston is racist right now. Like, openly. Today. Like, players there will tell Big time. These white people are awful. Like, one of the worst markets to play in. So, in the 50s, I know it was terrible. So, I'm sure everything that he has received is well deserved. And even more on top of that, I don't know anything about hockey. Sadly, especially Black hockey. So thank you so much for telling me about these 2 people whose names I probably will not remember past tonight. Yes.
Well, hockey is a lot like football, where real football, not American soccer, which is what I refer to the NFL as, because you're not going to steal land and sport names. Okay. The buck has to stop somewhere. Yeah. American so it's a lot like football. Okay. Where, the girls skate, and rather than a ball, you have a puck, or blood sausage, as the UK people like. It's kind of like please don't. And so you just whatever. This congressional honor situation, to me, it's lovely. It also kind of has a similar flavor to the end of what was that show? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You didn't watch, I know.
I did
But not. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is when Anthony Mackie's black ass is the new Captain America, and they have to like write in this whole like, how is this nigga going to be Captain America? He's black. And so they like, try to like dance around how complicated and, nuanced it must be to be a nigga that's also Captain America. And then they have this like other nigga that was like the original Captain America, or like he was like a super soldier way back when, but nobody gave him his tea. And then like Anthony Mackie soldier Captain America was like, oh my goodness, like that's so lit, like you were the girl and like nobody knows about that, like the girl should know. And then he tells everybody, and then at the like the very very end of the series, or at the end of the season or whatever, They give this old nigga like a statue or whatever in the Avengers Museum, and they literally put it in the kitchen. Like it's like they like, well, not literally.
Okay,
it's not.
Don't do that. I was thinking Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. Don't do that.
No, but they put it in some fucking alcove. They put this nigga's fucking statue like. And some like literally you have to walk through a maze and then like rock climb and then like camp out for a night to get to this nigga statue. And it was like this teary moment at the end where it's like, oh my goodness, recognition. These people were finally nice to me and recognize that I worked hard. Okay. That's kind of what the flavor. Like that's what I get from this.
All right. That was
yeah.
very enlightening. I really appreciate the detail you went into for that explanation. I needed that.
Well, I know you didn't watch it.
I mean, yes, and that is the thing. Like, I would have had no idea what you were talking about had you just said it. So, the fact that you really went into it, now I fully understand. And your contempt.
Just know the tea is that, like, Captain America is like old.
Okay.
Like from the like 50s, but like it's like super T old, but then they gave him like some like FDA approved heroin that like makes him live forever or whatever.
Okay.
And like superhuman. But like it was a nigga that was like the same T, but they never gave him his just due because he was a nigga. And so then Captain America, this new show on Disney Plus, they were like, oh, look at you, girl. And he's all like old and Cicely Tyson'd out and like, you know, preaching. And he's like, oh, you's gonna save America. I don't remember. Please? Something like that. And then they gave him a statue.
So the Winter Soldier.
It was meant to be heartwarming.
Who is the Winter Soldier is the one who got the FDA heroin?
No. The Winter Soldier is the white man. You saw. Wait, no. You didn't see Civil War.
No.
He killed the Black Panther's daddy. The Winter Soldier is this white man who has a metal arm, and he's Captain America's old homeboy. And they, I don't know, used to go to the sock hop with Sadie Hawkins together.
I saw the scene in Black Panther where Black Panther's daddy died.
Yeah, well, it was a white man named a Winter Soldier that did that. His real name is Bucky.
Shit. Oh,
so
Bucky
obviously
did
sounds
that.
like a terrorist. Yes,
but
Bucky
wasn't
Barnes.
Bucky the one they found at the end of the movie in the credits?
Yeah, well, he was being controlled by the ops.
Oh, that's what happened.
The Nazis. Yeah, the Nazis.
Shit. Okay.
We're controlling him to be an evil bad bitch.
I don't know what the next movie was. Should have watched
that. Maybe one of them. Previous. I don't know. One of those girls. But either way, the Winter Soldier is T now, and his best friend is a nigga.
Okay.
And they're like, well, his best friend is a nigga by way of his actual best friend, because his best friend lived forever, and then his best friend was a nigga because he could be best friends with a nigga because he lived forever. Okay. And so then his best friend died because he was old, because he went back in time and then came back and he was old, so he dead now. Right. And so he's like, oh, well, my best friend dead, and like you were his best friend, so I guess we best friends now. And so his best friend is a nigga, and his best friend is also Captain America, who's a nigga, so he's Captain Nigga America.
Oh,
or Captain Black America, Captain African American, whatever you want to call him.
Okay.
But the T is there was another one.
Okay, no, I get it.
This is why this show is 3 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I understand all of this. Thank you so much.
I'm just saying, if you watch that, it was like, did they really put this nigga statue in the closet? His statue's in the storage elevator.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Why would they do that?
To be
It sounds
racist.
about right, though. Like, it really does sound like what America would do.
Racist.
Like, it was probably a nigga in the fucking writer's room that was like, now you know damn well they would not put that nigga's statue front and center.
Put it
next
in the
to Black
fucking
Widow.
Utility closet, girl.
Next to Tony Stark. Bitch, please. You know they wouldn't do that.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
well.
Thank you for that, friend. I really appreciate it.
This week in our pop culture segment, Hot Tops, aka I've had the top of my life.
Wow.
And he's never felt this way before.
Gross. Girl, I swear.
It's true, and he owes it all to you. Okay, so.
Amen.
Alrighty, well, let's play around with some of the young white children in their news.
Oh, shall we?
No, I don't really know. I just feel like we wouldn't talk about the Pussycat Dolls otherwise.
No.
Well, the white children wouldn't even. Do they even know who the fuck these girls are?
I was going to say, like, Pussycat, are they even still a group? No, right? They're not. Like, they're not a group still anymore.
Well, that's the story.
Oh, okay. Let me shut up.
Well, apparently, just a taste before COVID, November 2019, PCD announced that they would be hitting the road, Jack, and they would be coming back.
Oh, they had thought.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what a whole bunch of niggas thought. And then COVID said,
right. Correct.
And let's be honest, for some of y'all, you were better off staying at home. Well, so the girls said they were hitting the road, and then, COVID happened and they shut shit down. So now that, vaccinations and lies are happening and the girls are out, tours are back on. Full festivals. Made in America just took place. Rolling Loud.
Yep.
Rolling Quiet.
All of them. They're fully back.
On a River. Thunder. Hear Me Roar.
All the Rollings are back, girl.
All the Rollings, they're all back.
A lot of the girls are going on tour and saying if you're not vaccinated, you can't come. Like, people are fully moving past, right, which is a lie, but people are fully moving past this whole COVID situation.
Right. So, I guess all 30 people who were going to the shows were like, hey, what's the tea with the new dates? Well, there isn't tea on the new dates, but there is tea on whether or not there will be dates at all. Because apparently, the founder of the Pussycat Dolls, one Robin Anton, that big face white lady who created the group when they were like a burlesque group and not like an actual recording artist group thing.
I remember them being a burlesque group. I do not remember whoever created them, though.
Well, her name is Robin Anton.
Okay.
And yes, she is suing leader
Nicole
of the Pussycat Dolls, Nicole Sharper Image, because she said that Nicole she's accusing Nicole Schwepsen-Jarrell of extortion because she says that the girls and I don't care for her, so I really don't give a fuck. The girls are supposed to be going on tour and all of that, and apparently in a suit that was filed with the Los Angeles Superior Court just last Friday. The best court. She says that the doll, Miss Nicole, is demanding an increase in her share of business venture PCD Worldwide.
Oh, God.
I guess the house for the Pussycat Dolls. Apparently, according to these papers, Nicole was given 49% stake in PCD Worldwide in exchange for her participation in this reunion tour that they announced at the end of 2019. So Mama said, if you want me to hit the road with these bitches, then you have to give me 49% of this company.
Wow.
Which would also serve as like, the company that would, I guess, oversee their future projects, the brand, et cetera, merch, probably all of that good shit.
Right.
So now Robin claims that since the COVID dust has settled, Nicole is demanding that her share be increased from 49% to 75%, which would give her not only majority stake of the company, but also creative control over every goddamn thing.
Right.
And that is where Miss Robin said, oh, you've got me all the way fucked up.
Okay.
But she claims that Nicole refuses to participate in the tour if her desires are not met. And if the tour's dates are not dealt with soon, they might have to pay back Live Nation an estimated $600,000.
What?
Because apparently they went in some sort of partnership with Live Nation for this tour prior to them. Because they're expensive. Tours cost a lot of money.
They do.
So, it looks like things are getting spicy over there at the Pussycat Dolls house. Not to mention,
yeah, it does seem that way.
According to what I read, apparently the other women in the group who agreed to be a part of this tour, which is pretty much the Pussycat Dolls minus Melody, because Melody was like, I'm tired of y'all bitches playing like I can't sing, so good luck, have a good time, I'm not going. I'm tired of Nicole, I don't want to see her ever again in my life, have at it. So the other four girls
okay,
we're like, well, we ain't got anything else to do, I guess. Fine, whatever.
Yeah, we might as well.
According to these papers, the other girls, well, 3 of the other girls would receive 12.5% of the net profits from the tour. Then one of the girls, the one who quit super early on to the group, the redhead, Carmit, she would be getting 5%. I guess because they were like, bitch, do you want to come back around now? Well, sit down.
Yeah.
So she gets next to nothing in comparison. Then Robin, CEO, director, and sole owner of the Pussycat Dolls, would also receive 12.5%. Whereas Nicole Shadrach Meshach would be getting 32.5% share. And once more. And I believe it.
What?
I believe it. Because the Pussycat Dolls as a recording group was always Nicole being like, listen, if y'all want to do this whole thing, whatever, I'm about it. But I don't give a fuck what one of these hoes got to say about this music. They don't sing. They can't sing. I barely respect them. If they want to dance, fine. But I don't want to hear anybody's opinion on anything. Matter of fact, don't even come to the studio. I will write, produce, and sing the music, and you dance. The end. So sounds about right.
And honestly, as sad as it is, the more details that you gave out, the more I was like, the question can simply be posed to everybody else as, would you be making more money if this didn't happen? And if you would not, then you can adjust your expectations or your ego or whatever else and respond accordingly. Do you actually need the money that this tour or whatever else would generate? Another question to ask yourself. But I get it, because when you list out the numbers and everything, it sounds crazy. But Nicole, whatever her name is, would truly be the main draw for most of the people who purchase a ticket for this show. She is if you say the Pussycat Dolls, that is the one name, even if people can't pronounce it, that they know from their group. So even if you are the owner or whatever else, you have to understand who is actually going to make the money for this venture from a capitalistic standpoint. You can always say, no, it's my group. You can't use my name, period. And, good luck on the Nicole whoever tour. But I'm sure everybody is looking for a check. It's COVID. Everybody's looking for an extra check. So they're probably going to be more willing to go along with this.
Fun fact, I know that one of the girls danced for the Miami Heat, right as I was working for, she left right as I started working at the American Airlines Arena to go do this. I think her name is Jessica.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I knew who Jessica was because I was like, oh yeah, she danced for the Heat.
Right.
And then the rest of it happened. Okay. Listen, honestly, I totally agree with what you're saying. And I read here on BBC.com in this article, it was like, according to the papers, Nicole cites the growth of her personal brand and the opportunities she would have to forgo to continue to engage in the partnership as a reason for her demand of a bigger share. The Masked Singer, sis? Is that what we're talking about?
I was going to say that can't be right. That there's no way that that's correct. There's no way that Don't tell me it's because of your own personal brand and the money you be giving up. Just say it's because when people think of Pussycat Dolls, they think of me and not none of the rest of you bitches. Don't tell me that other lie, because that don't make no fucking sense. I don't believe you'll be giving up significant money for the Pussycat Dolls. I do not believe that.
If this is true, I absolutely believe that Robin should at least get the money that she would have to pay back these people for this tour not happening. Past that, if you need the Pussycat Dolls to happen so damn bad again, just make new ones. Nicole never really popped solo. She tried, as she damn sure did. She never really did all that well solo, so she can talk and gas all the fuck she wants to. She clearly needed them backup dancers, because when she didn't have them, she wasn't hitting on shit. So I would say, yes, she's gorgeous. Yes, she can sing her face off. Find somebody else who's gorgeous and can sing her face off that's maybe a touch younger, no ageism, and some other pretty girls, and make a brand new set of Pussycat Dolls. Like, we don't... The thing that was sickening about them was that the songs were catchy and the aesthetic was there.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need Nicole to be,
but
anyone can be a pussy.
Yes. I never had a deep emotional connection to the Pussycat Dolls. So when it comes to female pop stars, you can really almost replace your starting lineup with whoever. And as long as the look and sound is right, people won't really care. Like, I doubt very many people were emotionally invested in who those girls were as a group. That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
Best of luck to whoever decides to go forward with this.
Tori Spelling is in the news. Tori Spelling.
I'm shocked.
Star of a TV show one time that came out about privileged white children kissing and stuff, I guess. I never watched Beverly Hills 90210. Ever. Like, I didn't. I think it was just like maybe a taste ahead of my interests, you know? I don't think I was into like young adults making out when it was airing.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, it was also not part of my interests. I also never really watched 90210. I just remember seeing a lot.
Because age or white?
I saw like a bunch of... Right, exactly. So I saw like a bunch of people covers with these random young white people, and white people at school talked about it. But, you know, my mom went to church and we was not looking at that. So this is one of those things where I also could not relate, because my mama was not letting me watch whatever was happening on 90210. And I didn't watch the reboot either. So there go that.
Yeah, I didn't watch the reboot either. That show never had any of my business. Like, it was never any of my business. Well, Tori Spelling, known for being the homely girl from that show, is apparently like going viral, or had like a little viral moment recently, because she was on Instagram in a denim jumpsuit and a brand new face. And now everyone's calling her Chloe Spelling, because they say she looked like Khloe Kardashian.
She does.
I mean, well, she kind of does, yes. But
I mean, she kind of does, but the real tea is that Khloe Kardashian looks like surgery. She looks like all the girls who have had a lot of work done, because she has.
That's the thing. It's like, work done. We cite Khloe Kardashian, of course, because she's one of the most famous women in Hollywood. But when I see Tori Spelling's face, I'm just like, honestly, if I had to blame a famous person, I would blame Chloe's sister before I blamed Chloe. Because much like a lot of other white women in Hollywood, she's just attempting to hide her caucasity underneath fillers, bronzer, and rhinoplasty. And that's the same thing that Chloe's doing. Just trying to look like a spicy white person, an ethnic white person. You know what I mean? Just trying to look like white with a little turmeric. And so, you know, to me, I was just, when I saw this, I was like, Shantae, you stay.
And, you know, Chloe's sister was definitely the one who popularized the contour look, using makeup and shadows and highlights. Like, of course, it was done before, but everyday regular girls contouring their faces, that is because of the main Kardashian. So I'm not surprised at any of it. I definitely just laughed when I saw her because I was like, yes, she looks like Khloe Kardashian, but she also looks like everybody else who has gone too far with the plastic surgery and won't stop. So
they all go to the same doctors.
They
and
do.
Get the
they
same
all
procedures.
Get the same
They
fillers.
have the same like blueprint for a face.
Yep,
and then on top of that, the makeup is all the same. And like, again, if you watch Drag Race or pay attention to drag, it's the same thing. They look like drag queens. Like they really do. Because it's like
they're wearing
the way
drag
that like
makeup.
It's like, and a lot of these queens
that's who
do
they got
their makeup.
The contour from. Yeah,
like a lot of them literally do these girls' makeup. They get their makeup done. A lot of them by drag queens, by like queer people, trans people, and stuff like that, or whatever.
Yes.
So like once again, we the ones deciding what y'all find attractive. But anyway,
Gottmik said like, he did Paris Hilton makeup, and I was like, of course you did.
Yeah,
right, because you look amazing, and so does she. I fully see it.
This is like the way that drag queens would go like, no, okay. Like the way that like Hollywood women and a lot of women who look like this have like a step 1 through 10 for their makeup routine. Drag queens have that same 1 through 10, but then they go to like 17. Like drag queens just keep going. They take they would put on like 6 more lashes. Like it's just bigger, but the overall setup is the same.
It's exaggerated, but the basics are the same.
I looked at her face and I was like, oh yeah, she just like Hollywood. And no shade, given Tori Spelling's face, I was like, she look good. Extensions and all. Good for you, girl, I guess.
Now you said this is an upgrade.
Isn't that what all of this shit is for? The procedures and the makeup? If it don't make you look better, why are you doing it? And it's like, again, a lot of this is an effort to look like ethnically ambiguous and, mix up the culture and whatnot. But like all these black athletes and Italian investors that you pull in are still going to cheat on your ass. So
that's true.
Have fun with
they
this.
They absolutely are. So, but good luck with your new look.
Well, what do Cardi B and Beyonce have in common? Nothing. But Cardi B and Beyonce.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, nigga.
I just realized that wasn't the connection. Cardi B just had it. Yes. Cardi B is now a mother by way. No, that's not how it works. Okay, listen. Cardi B had a baby on Beyonce's birthday.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly. That's how they're connected. Cardi's son and Beyonce have the same birthday. It's 40 years apart. That's what I should have. But it's the same birthday. Amen.
What do Beyonce and Cardi have in connection? In
Not in connection.
They're both especially connected to the Virgo experience. Without Cardi being a Virgo herself. What is Cardi? Isn't Cardi like a Sag or something? I don't know.
I have no idea. But I'm happy for her. Oh my God. She has a Virgo son. God bless her. But I'm happy for her having this. Oh,
she's a Scorpio, and, I think. No.
Making sure to have her Louis Vuitton blanket in the hotel hospital room.
Girl, we'll get to that. What's before Scorpio?
I don't know. What? I have no idea. Scorpio is like October, November-ish.
11th Zodiac. That's her Libra. Libra. Yeah, she's a Libra.
I have a lot of Libra in my chart. So good for her.
Okay.
What is Offset?
She gave birth to... Oh, no, I don't. Let me find
No, don't look it up. No, you don't have to.
No, I'm curious. Now I have to know. Okay. It's too late. Well. Oh, God. He's a
What is he, a Gemini? Oh,
Listen, that doesn't have anything to do with me. He's a December Sagittarius, and that's a completely different experience and journey than mine.
Is it?
I was born in November. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Ask a Sag. November Sages and December Sages are very different. Thank you and good night.
I mean, I feel the same way about August versus September Virgos, but still, okay.
Because it's probably the truth. It is probably the truth. And you probably prefer Septembers, don't you? Right. So here we are.
I think everybody prefers their birth month, but okay.
True. Some people might be like, no, mine is awful, but you know, those will probably be like super, super deep in astrology.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cardi B's son was born on the 4th of September. She posted a photograph with her hair wrapped up and her nigga next to her. And literally when I looked at this, like, I was in my head, I was like joking. And, you know, I'm sure they cut the cord with scissors by Chrome Hearts and they brought the baby home in a Birkin. And that was prior to me noticing that she's literally underneath a Louis Vuitton blanket.
Yes. I was not shocked at all. I just said, Cardi, really, every other bitch gives birth under that blue and pink dinosaur and heart or whatever printed blanket. Like, everybody gives birth under that regular ass hospital blanket. And you just had to make sure that your official pictures did not show no regular basic bitch shit. I had to cry.
And the gag is,
I did.
And the gag is that fucking that hospital blanket that's about as thick as a Bounty paper towel probably costs more on that bill than this Louis Vuitton blanket, dude.
Yeah, because they brought that Louis Vuitton from home. That's they throw out.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
I said we're gonna have to take this to the dry cleaner, babe. It's soiled for real, but you know,
to be spread out underneath this blanket in the hospital,
you know,
literally still got the wristbands on and everything.
Exactly, like she's very much like, this baby is still like clearly very brand new, and so happy for them as a family. I hope Culture is acclimated to having a younger sibling. I feel like she's going to be a great older sister. Same way I felt about.
I'm sure she's going to love it.
I feel like she's going to be a great older sister. But yeah, happy for them. And it was like the only positive news, honestly, of today. Today being Labor Day, it was like the only good spot of celebrity.
Niggas had to remind me. It was like
the rest of it was so
awful.
bad, but this was nice. Yeah, it's been pretty bad, but this was nice. Congrats to them.
Yeah, I've also want to believe that Culture like shed a tear and stroked the baby's face like that one man. You know,
oh no, she definitely didn't cry. I feel like she walked in the room and told Cardi, like, you feeding my baby the wrong way. Like, you need to adjust and just move your titty up a little. And you know, I'm gonna go get a wet nurse to show you how to do it.
Like, how much longer are you going to be feeding my brother? It's time to play.
Right. Like,
do you know how many purses I have to introduce him to? Hurry up.
Yeah, but congratulations to Cardi and Offset. And yeah, I hope everybody is very happy and healthy and feeling good.
Just off the edge of last week's episode, you know, sometimes we miss stories that are like, damn, this would have been a great thing to talk about. Now we got to wait a whole week to talk about it or whatever. And then sometimes we miss stories of like, thank you, God, amen, and praise Jesus.
It's usually
of Nazareth.
It's usually
I don't have the time or the energy.
That we did not. Yeah, it's usually that.
And last week, that story was Trick Daddy getting his ass ate. But here we are, making up for lost time.
I did not need to hear about this again, friend. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not need to hear it again.
So Maurice was on Nori's Drink Champs podcast.
Oh no.
Where for whatever reason they resurrected his eat a booty gang conglomerate experience. Guild. I don't know what you call it.
God help us.
And so they talked about Trick's love of ass eating, and you know, Trick basically spoke about recruiting more women into the Eat a Booty Gang experience.
No, don't do that.
And this led him to admitting that, yes, he himself also gets his ass ate, which I think he has admitted before. He's never really shied away from this topic. But he says, yes, he absolutely gets ate out. And when they asked if he does so with his legs up in the air, he said it depends. So this sent Twitter into an absolute frenzy where people were washing their eyes out with Bath and Body Works or whatever and memeing.
Yep.
And I mean, I get it. You know, this is revolting to a lot of people because, you know, Trick Daddy is unattractive and a mess. But it's also considered by many a threat to masculinity and thus male strength. So a lot of people are like, first of all, niggas getting their ass ate. Whoa. And then, you know, more powerful than that, this nigga getting his ass ate. How? So, whom, you know, questions.
I honestly would have never thought about it that way. My first thought was, oh God, a cisgender heterosexual man probably not rinsing his ass out right for you to be all up in
Thank you.
That was my first thought. And that is my whole thing about eating niggas' asses.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with getting
God
ass
today.
I have no problem with that. Dykes love eating my ass, but also I'm a Virgo.
I know.
I am a triple fucking Virgo. My asshole is clean.
Okay.
Of course they love eating my ass. I can't imagine some random cis het nigga off the street. Like, you absolutely know there are dingleberries
God bless
all up
your
and through that
DMs
bitch.
after that.
All up and I'm just saying, all up and through that bitch, you know there are dingleberries all through that nigga's everything. It's a thicket in there, girl.
His ass smell like
you gotta
beer
4-inch through
cheese.
that shit to even find his booty hole, girl. It's going to be tangy. You know it's gonna be tangy. I don't have time for that.
First of all,
bitch, I'm not doing it, bitch.
Is it like, do you scrape the crust off first, or is it like bread where it's where you have your own? Like, some people like the crust, some people don't like the crust.
No,
is it like a stuffed crust where you eat the crust first and then?
So I have dated people who like. I have dated people who are like, "Oh, you just came from the gym. Let me sniff you." Like, you know, and I consider that to be a nasty nigga. But
that's a kink. That's a kink.
And you know what?
But that's completely different. Like,
yes, I'm not opposed to nothing that consenting adults agree to. But as for me, if you asking me to inhale particles, physical particles that I can see, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to inhale your booty dust, the shit particles that remained from whatever sandwich you had that day for lunch. Like, I'm simply not going to do that. And so that's where I feel like most of my issue is with eating niggas' asses, is that niggas are not meticulous about, straight cisgender niggas are not meticulous about their ass like they should be if they wanted ate. That's all I'm saying.
When I was a child.
Okay, when you were a child.
When I was a child, one of the people arguably closest to Trick Daddy said that he was all over there smelling like Boonk and Hennessy and shit. So sure. I feel as though if he is just in the middle of social settings, clearly emanating the scent
please
of Boonk and Hennessy. Google it if you don't know it.
Right.
One can only assume that crack is on sewage. And I just like, again, I'm a gay. Ass eating is just, you know, it's a part of the journey.
Part of what y'all do.
It's in the seminar. It's in the pamphlet when you first walk in.
Yeah, it's for you.
It's in the first half of the TED Talk. Yeah. So I'm not gagging at the idea, but the execution you might gag at later.
But you know, if those girls love it or like it, then I love it for them. And best of luck to everybody involved. I know what I would do. And I never even have to lay this out for dykes. They always understand, period. Like, I never even have to spell this out. So, but best of luck for y'all.
I will never forget you motherfuckers writing in the letter talking about. Also, he pulled his dick out and it had just a very pungent and sour smell. And taste.
I put it in my mouth anyway.
Taste. Deep. It has been years. It's been years. And I'm still like flummoxed and beside myself.
I will forever be traumatized.
And taste. You smelled that it was horrible. And you said, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. What nigga is worth that?
And the taste matched the stench. And you sucked it anyway.
I imagine that nigga offered next to nothing to your life, right? Versus Trick Daddy, who just a couple weeks ago practically demanded some girl's attention because he paid $20 or whatever for her to get into a damn club. So I know that this nigga don't wash his ass and still expects people to eat it.
Oh, God, help us. Jesus, it's bad out here, Lord.
My word. Booty hole smelling like the Luther burger. So, also in this Drink Champs episode, he mentioned how he was apparently offered a spot to do a versus alongside Lil Boosie, to which he declined because Boosie is his dog. But if he's going to do a versus, he's going to smash that ass. And apparently Boosie might like that because he decided to take to the internet once again and discuss Lil Nas X and what Lil Nas X is doing with his music, creativity, and social media platforms. Montero's album, Montero, is due out on September 17th. Oh, like 10 days, I guess, if you listen to this when it came out.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty soon.
And so what has Lil Nas X decided to do to promote and celebrate his debut album? Troll. That's what he does best.
And it's amazing.
And so he put on a paternity shoot? Non-binarity shoot?
Who knows?
I don't know how you... Non-binarity? I don't know.
I don't think any of us know how to describe that.
This nigga put on a prosthetic, a pregnant belly, and a Lana Del Rey crown, and took some pictures and was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant with my album Montero. It's due out September 17th or whatever." And so I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw these pictures on Instagram at first, I felt like I had the reaction of like an older sibling whose younger sibling just trolled them. Like, if you've ever had like a younger brother or somebody just run into the room and fart and just leave, or you know what I mean, or just like just do some like wild, like when you're on the phone caking or something and they're on the other line and then they're just they say something fucking ridiculous like, "I found your ointment for your big toe." You're just like. When I opened Instagram and I saw this nigga's fake pregnant belly, I was like, Montero, leave me alone. Like, go away. What are you doing? I was just like, why are you like this? Entertained, but also shaking my head in entertainment, you know?
Yeah. As his auntie, I loved it.
Right. There you go. It was just like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I said, oh God, this is really going to piss off the fake Christian homophobes. And I was right. It did exactly that. Cause how are y'all really bothered over this young gay nigga with a fake pregnant belly? How are y'all really this bothered over this? This is really pissing y'all off, but it is. It's really pissing them off.
If you did simple Googles, you could find tons of people who have done this, either for films or photo shoots or other forms of trolling. But, you know, let's continue to pick on the black faggot because he does it with intention.
They're not going to do that. Right. Exactly.
So Boosie tweeted, Nas X, what the fuck? You just don't stop, angry emoji. I think he's going to turn around and suck one of his background dancers' dick on national TV.
No, that's what.
And then it says here that he apparently sent in an application for a dancing opportunity on the Montero tour. Hashtag protect yours, he says. Hashtag God turning over in his grave.
Oh yeah, this was amazing. I said, wow, God died? When was this?
I threw the microphone. I'm done. This is the end of the podcast. I don't want to do the show anymore. I'm dead.
I said, girl, who
when did God die? Where's the
bitch murdered
gravesite?
God? No, I said
was it like a global way?
This nigga is fucking crazy. The party? Of course, like, sir, it is blatantly obvious to perhaps everybody but you that you really want to swallow some dick. You really want to do that. And I support that for you.
I don't blame you. It's a lot of fun.
Sure it is.
I love it.
But for you to be this pressed about it, clearly it's not just I am disgusted. Like, you're fully tapped in. You're interested. You're dialed into the whole culture. And yet a part of you was taught to be repulsed by it, so you're doing that. But don't no straight nigga who is not homophobic be this worried about what gay niggas are doing. I just need you to understand that. Because it's a demonstrated pattern with this nigga at this point. Like, you do it every time.
It feels like it's like 60% that. Maybe 70.
Okay.
Maybe 65. And the rest of it at this point is like, oh, I get a lot of attention and validation when I say these things.
Okay.
Because I refuse to believe that you still care this much. You know, like...
Right.
I think that he just understands that a lot of people that are also homophobic and ridiculous give him a lot of validation, a lot of backing and support when he says these things. So I think, a lot of it is, his own internalized homophobia that probably has a lot to do with the fact that, yes, he too can't wait for another opportunity to have a swelling penis down that throat.
Damn.
Or maybe the opposite. He might be a top. I don't know. But I honestly believe that if that nigga doesn't get DP'd soon, he's going to voluntarily go back to prison or just explode.
Exactly. And Boosie is 2 months older than me. And the fact that he looks the way he does lets me know that he has been abusing substances in order to avoid the truth about himself. Like, I feel like all of this is more evidence to what I've been saying. This nigga is trying very hard to deny and suppress the very truth about himself. And that's why he looks like he was born at the early stages of Gen X. Like, he looks like a late boomer because he's stressed out. Like, he's been around for a lot longer than he has. That's all I'm saying about Lil Boosie.
Somebody.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I don't remember the exact tweet, but somebody said something similar on. I'm sure I favorited that shit too. But basically they were like, the gag is Boosie is like 2 years older than me, but the nigga I don't even remember who it is. They said the nigga looked like Thurgood Marshall or Joseph Laurie or somebody. They said that nigga looked like Al Sharpton, and y'all just gonna act like it's okay.
Exactly. You look at somebody else who's like 37, 38 years old, and you be like, bitch, what?
It's all that hate.
Yeah, it is. And it's sad, but God bless it.
I mean, y'all are having fun. Like I said, I understand that there are cracks of the internet that are reserved for people who just love their who love their entertainment with an extra dose of nig that maybe goes a bit further past my boundaries or taste.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, Boosie's in there, the baby's in there, Kaya's in there.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, I don't believe in y'all anymore. And so, you know, have at it. You know, you got breath right here on this planet like the rest of us. You probably shouldn't because, you know, COVID. But
please.
I just don't understand, like, how much longer do y'all have to, you could just do something else. You just look at something else, watch something else, care about something else, like comment on something else. I just don't understand it. Like, this thing is A, obviously trolling, and B, promoting his album. So you talking about this and doing all of this is promotion. And it's hilarious to me that people are like calling Drake marketing genius because people like, well, companies like Adobe and McDonald's and Taco Bell or whoever are like memeing his album cover to promote their own businesses. Meanwhile, here this nigga go do it basically the same thing, except rather than using 12 pregnant emoji bitches on his cover, he actually went and got like he's like, I'm gonna take it there. It's the same shit. They're both promoting albums, and you're talking about it because of that. So I just don't, and I also don't understand why we're once again talking about your motherfucking crusty mouth ass kids that are better off being raised by someone else, honestly.
Goddamn.
Like, we're talking about that in regards to this nigga's music or, you know, however he decides to promote his music. Meanwhile, Boosie ain't said shit about Sukihana's new song and video that samples his voice, where like 24 girls are eating box and bumping coochies and finger fucking each other right there on the same ass timeline they were using to complain about. And mind you, that didn't offend me. I actually thought that it was lit. But like, I'm an adult. And I just find it funny that it's right there for your kids to watch on the same fucking platform that you're complaining about. But no one's saying anything about that, right? Because you live for that. Right. Everybody wants to see a good hot cunt. But nobody,
it's
but let this nigga put on a prosthetic belly, child.
Yeah, and all of a sudden y'all are like, this is wrong for the kids to see. Like, it was right for the kids to see some nigga impregnating 12 different bitches, and they all represented in emoji format. Like, so it was okay for him to see a man doing all this different shit, but God forbid that somebody else play around with the idea of like gender and pregnancy. Like, it's all so blatantly not just homophobic, but like the idea that men would behave in the same way as women. So like that specific femphobia, that specific misogyny of, you taking dick, you acting like you would get pregnant, you doing like bitch shit. Like that's very much what it feels like to me, and that's what it feels like what most of these niggas' issue is. Because they have no problem, like you pointed out, with two women going at it sexually or whatever else. They love that shit, especially if they both femme. Like, if it's a dyke and it's a femme, then y'all start to get real ugly about it because y'all feel like, damn, why you taking that?
He has a song when it could be
me and my real dick, right? This nigga has two red bones kissing in the backseat. I used to love that shit. I used to in my youth. Before I knew
people did. Yeah, I did too.
I love that fucking song. So like, it's just like, I see exactly what you're doing. You cannot trick me with whatever bullshit words you decide to spew out about this, because this is very selective and it's very intentional what you're doing. So don't try to lie to me about it.
It's just that, like, being gay, queer, whatever, for over 30 years now. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I'm saying most of you who are listening who are also queer can probably agree.
Exactly.
Being queer for this many years, just kind of like, oh my God, can we stop wasting the time and just say you hate us and just cut right to it? You know what I mean? Like, because like all of the excuses and shit is a waste of time. You keep using the same ones over and over again, and they never make any sense. Like, I don't want to hear you talking to nobody about what the kids are seeing when you yourself have admitted to soliciting sex from an adult woman for your underage kids. Like, you have paid grown women to fuck your underage sons, I guess, to try to force them into liking pussy?
That is like, a sex
why
crime.
Are we talking to you about anything?
Right.
And you can think the nigga's funny if you want to. I'm just like, I when you try to argue with me or anybody else about it, I hope that you keep that in mind.
Yeah, no. The facts of the matter are the same, because if a grown woman had booked a grown man to do the same thing to her daughter to ensure her daughter would be straight, y'all would be talking about how this bitch need to be in jail and how wrong this is and everything else. And it's like, I'm not sure what it is exactly about men or like the sexual prowess or dominance that you expect men to have, but it's really gross. And the sooner y'all let it go, the healthier everybody else will be. That's it.
Yo.
Yep.
Last but not least, Steven Uziverse has once again removed his crystal gem because he says that at the Rolling Loud concert, we're not the crystal gems, but we are out of our damn mind.
Not at all.
And if you think we ain't, bitch, we gonna show you all the time.
Oh my God.
That's why niggas come. All right, I can't keep it. All right. So listen.
I can't with you.
Mama pulled up on some carpet and was like, hey, they asked him, I guess, about the lack of diamonds. And he said he jumped in the crowd at Rolling Loud and they, quote unquote, kind of ripped it out.
Oh, kind of?
I guess the crowd.
Of course. Niggas saw a whole new future right in front of their faces.
Of course they did.
Of course
Uzi.
they did.
It's $24 million.
Are you crazy?
You think they would kiss it like the Pope's ring? What did you think was going to happen?
Of course not. No. Niggas are going to take that and pay their rent. Exactly.
I love that he approached the TMZ camera too in the way that he always does with his little hoodie up, looking like a friendly stray puppy. I have a stray dog come up to you and be like, "Hey girl, what you doing?" No, I'm just chilling. I'm already hanging out. I'm good.
Oh, you want to go?
He just has this
we can go home.
That's cool. I don't have to.
Okay.
He's so petite, but also a mess. Anyway, just put it in a glass case, nigga, and keep it at home. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's unnecessary and you don't need it. Yes, you could absolutely have a small town, maybe a large town with as much as this shit costs. But you decided to buy a rock. It's yours. Cool. Maybe just don't embed it in your flesh. Kind of dangerous.
Right.
Just put it in a case at home somewhere. In your favorite room, wherever you probably stream 2K and Grand Theft Auto and Skyrim, and just pass it down to one of your kids.
At the bare minimum, if you're going to wear it while performing, don't jump out in the fucking crowd. Are you crazy?
My God.
Nigga, do you know real niggas come to this show?
In Miami Gardens, Uzi? You leapt into a sea of niggas. Well, honestly, Rolling Loud
everyday, but everyday ass, regular ass people, though. Regular people.
What were you thinking was going to take place, my dog?
You didn't leap into a crowd at Kylie Jenner's house. These are regular, everyday ass niggas who need their fucking bills paid. Of course they snatch that shit out your flesh.
Labels need to start requiring tutors for rappers that they sign under a certain age.
They do. You're right.
And maybe a life coach that is also a black woman.
And a therapist. They need therapy immediately.
For real.
Horrible decisions have been made. Yeah.
When your money has no bounds and your life has none as well.
Yeah. It's a terrible combination. When you start taking FaceTime calls with Grimes about buying planets, it's gone too far. And somebody needs to step in and say, this nigga deserves better.
When nobody in school paying you no mind, none of these girls were giving you any play because you wore Bobos and play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit like that, but you really could catch a beat and you just told yourself one day it was going to be over. I feel like that's how these things happen. Sidebar, I don't care. New Balances don't offend me. I was joking. Do you know how many motherfuckers were like, oh my goodness, Kid Fury hates New Balances. Guess I might as well jump off my balcony. I was kidding. Ain't nothing wrong with New Balances. New Balances are comfortable and there are plenty of New Balances that are cute. I just I thought the question was, so what was the question? What are deal breakers in relationships?
Deal breakers, yeah.
I don't fucking know. I just said the first thing that came to my mind. Somebody literally tweeted me and was like, I just saw the cutest New Balances. And then I remembered what Kid Fury said. So I left them right there in the store. Like, buy your shoes right now over the damn New Balances.
I want to remind y'all that y'all are never going to date him anyway. So buy the shoes. You're never going to be with him. Buy the fucking shoes. Buy whatever you like. Why are y'all worried about what we think? Yeah.
But also, if you're like really great in every way, I'm not going to look down at your New Balances and be like, Pooey! And just never speak to you again.
Right. The New Balances are more like if you're terrible in every way. And then here go also the New Balances.
That's just hot. Yes.
But if everything else is wonderful and you just like a comfortable shoe, I'm going to assume you're an old nigga who like to stay at home, and that's a plus. So
I've dropped my microphone again. I like holding the microphone. I actually like holding the microphone because I can drop it. You could be
so dramatic, right? You could be so dramatic with it. What a nigga.
I don't think I'm going to put it back on the stand.
You're never going to put it back on the stand. Chris is going to be like, please. He's going to be like, no.
There's a power in throwing this microphone.
Okay. Amen.
It feels so good.
If you like it,
You're right.
You're never.
You are right, though. A sensible New Balance or any other shoe definitely screams, nice I don't need to be here. Yeah. In fact, can we go? And that is incredibly attractive. So,
New Balances say, babe, do you want to order some pizza and get that new movie on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you like, I do, babe.
Yes.
I do. I would love to do that. And let's go to bed at 10:15. It's going to feel great.
I'm soaked.
Woo! Okay.
So.
Why did you have to? Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the hot tops this week.
Okay.
We're going to take a break and then that's it.
Hey y'all, now is the perfect time to turn your cool idea into a new website, and you can do it all with Squarespace. With Squarespace, you can find everything that you need, whether you're showcasing your work, you could be blogging or publishing content, you could be like me and Kid Fury, putting out your own individual website, selling products and services, anything you can dream of, and you can get to know your audience with their analytics tools. Those include insight on page views, traffic sources, time on site, audience geography, everything that the girls who run ads needs to know. Plus, it's also simple. You can start with a design template and use drag and drop tools to make it all your own. Plus, all websites are optimized for mobile as soon as you're done, so your site looks great on any device. Every Squarespace website and online store comes with a suite of integrated features and useful guides that help maximize prominence among SEO results. Those tools are paramount. Like I said, Kid Fury and I have both used Squarespace for our own individual websites. We use Squarespace for thisistheread.com. And for me, the best thing about it is how easy it is to use. You pick out the template, you customize it, make it your own, you add a few details, And then you can go back in and edit it as needed. But if you just need a website quickly, it's very easy to set up and it's perfect to handle the basics. So head to squarespace.com/read today to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that's squarespace.com/read with offer code READ for 10% off your first purchase. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. And let's get back to the show.
Okay, we're back, and it is time now for your listener letters.
Yes, it is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. As you may remember, this week is high school week, so we have a bunch of high school themed questions.
All right.
And our first letter comes from Ricky, who says, if you could live in any fiction or fantasy high school setting, what would it be? And if there are none that already exist that you would like to go to, what kind would you create? Thanks, Ricky.
Fictional high school setting.
Yeah. For me, it's definitely Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why my mind went to Angel Grove first, but I want to think of something better.
What is Angel Grove? I don't know that.
That's a high school that the Power Rangers went to.
Oh my God.
Isn't the name of the fucking Power Rangers high school?
I have no idea, but that's amazing. What's wrong with that?
I think that's the Power Rangers. I mean, but this doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be a Power Ranger. It just means I guess I live in the... I mean, I want to go to Angel Grove if I can be a Power Ranger.
Okay. And that's fine. I mean, I want to go to Hogwarts because before I even read Harry Potter, everybody told me that I was Hermione. So I was like, I gotta know who this Hermione bitch is. So I read the books and I really identified with her. I watched the movies and I was like, oh, y'all are smoking crack. But okay. But I get where people are coming from overall. So for me, Hogwarts, I think it's just like, I can't imagine a more fun experience becoming a young adult. But Power Rangers is cool as well. You should fight weird monsters and that one random bitch will never die.
Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, Rita Repulsa. I
guess that's what
her. She'll never be gone for good. Yeah, she'll never be gone for good, but you can constantly fight that bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to say Angel Grove so I can be a Power Ranger, or if I could be a Power Ranger. Professor Xavier's school for the gifted? What's it called?
Oh,
the X-Men school, nigga. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Professor Xavier's school. But only if I could be a mutant. But only if I could be a mutant with cool powers. But only if I could be a mutant with cool powers that doesn't look like a mutant. I still look like a regular person. Can I just be Storm? Can I just be like related to Storm? I want to go to the school if I'm like actually like Storm's nephew or something, and then I get preferential treatment and also similar powers.
Okay.
Or the Gossip Girl school.
Now, why Gossip
Because
Girl?
I would drag them. Because first of all, I would have a way better website than Gossip Girl. Like, I would shit on Gossip Girl all the live long day. She'd hate me because my commentary would be way more sickening and way more entertaining. And the girls would look for me and I would be rich.
Oh, I'm just now realizing that Gossip Girl was about a gossip website. I never watched that show.
Oh yeah, like the good one. Well, I don't know if I haven't watched the new one. I heard some people like it. I'm talking about the original one, the Leighton Meester and Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Okay, yeah, I never saw any of them, but if you say so, then I believe it.
So fun.
It never seemed like a show for me. Just like
it wasn't.
Whatever the one with Kristen Cavallari, The Hills, the 90210, the Orange Tree, the OC.
Gossip Girl, the reality show. Yeah.
Whatever it was, I never saw that either. That was not for me.
The Hills was also deep.
The Hills Have Eyes. Yes, that was.
Yeah, but you had to have like a certain tolerance for white privilege and nonsense.
White people, right? And I've never had that, right? Yeah. So,
but at least Gossip Girl was fictional, and so the shit that they went through was like actually entertaining and high risk and
crazy,
scandal and murder and conspiracy. The Hills was just like, Lauren, I was gonna wear that. Oh my god, you said what? And it was still a lot of fun, but you would literally want to like gouge out your own eyes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not for me, and that's fine. So our next question comes from Jonathan, who says, was there ever a situation in high school where you had to fight, and if so, did you clear the bitch?
What kind of ratchet ghetto dumbass question?
I actually did have a fight in high school. That's why I picked it.
I don't think I got into a fight in high school. Not at school.
Oh, I did. At school. In the hallway. Right outside the band rehearsal room because we was both in the band. I feel like I had told this story on this show before. But this girl,
I don't know what you're talking about. It does not sound familiar.
And she dated this nigga before I did. He broke up with her a few months later. We started dating. She was still in her feelings about it.
Yeah. So one would be after a few minutes.
I mean, I guess, but like she was 2 years older than us. Like, girl, grow up. I don't even remember her name at this point. This was like 1995.
Why would you? Yeah.
So, but I remember her like stepping to me like we was grown women out in the hallway outside of the band room, and I was like, "Bitch, are you serious?" And so then she called herself trying to fight me. So of course I started punching her ass right back. And then my cousin Brandon was like, "Bitch, what you doing?" And I was like, "Nigga, you see this bitch coming at me? Don't fucking try me right now." What you mean? What is I'm doing? I don't give a fuck what my mama got to say about this. So then, like, the vice principal was there like 45 seconds later. The fight got shut down very quickly. We both got pulled at the principal's office. I was like, yo, that bitch started it with me. She mad because I got her man, and that's none of my business. Like, I was very much like somebody on Ricky Lake about it, but I did. I had a fight in high school. I wouldn't say I cleared the bitch because it did not go on long enough for us to really fight, but I mean, I definitely hit her ass back. I don't know if she thought I wasn't finna do it, but like, girl, you're not finna just steal on me and I'm gonna sit there and take it, bitch. You got the wrong bitch now. I'm not violent, but don't fucking push me. So that was my only fight in high school. Other than that, I was very much like the good kid who did not get into no shit. So
yeah, no, I don't think I ever got into a physical fight at school. I remember.
Yeah.
I came close once or twice, but I never fought in school. I got into a couple fights outside of school, though, usually after school. Yeah. And very close to the park that I grew up near, but not many. and like, I'm
not even counting those.
And they were never about me. Well, one time it was because these niggas tried to rob me, and like, girl, move around. And right. I didn't clear anything in that situation because they jumped me to try to rob me.
Damn.
But then, like, one situation I remember is because somebody was talking about my mother, and then I actually got into more than one fight because of someone saying something about my mama. Once it was just like something about her accent type of, I think I remember. And my mother's accent isn't even strong. And then like I got into a fight in junior high school, I think, because my mother came to the school. I don't even remember what the kid said. I don't even think they said anything disrespectful. I just tried to say something slick. And I punched him in his face in English.
Damn, I know that's right.
But I don't remember. Yeah, I never got into any like crazy fights in high school. I was always just like,
good
ready
for
to go
you.
home,
yeah,
looking for any reason to not be there or skipping class.
Yeah, I had so many cousins who were at school with me at the same time that I was in school that when they found out that I was in the principal's office, first of all, they all came down because this was like a very black school. So niggas could do whatever. And they were all like, no, out of all my cousins, this bitch the last one who would fight.
Right.
So that was like the only reason I stayed out of real trouble is because all my ghetto ass cousins was like, nah, she didn't do this. She didn't start this shit for real. Like, that was the only reason. So it was a lot going on. But yeah, I only had one real fight in high school. So
yeah, I feel like the fights that I'm thinking of in like my high school and junior high years were like, I feel like people forced my hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I never started it. I never started it. Like, bitch, I'll never, because I'm just not that type of person. I would rather go read somewhere. But if you're gonna start with me, then okay, bitch, let's have a conversation. Let's do that then.
Well, I swung first on those other cases. When them niggas tried to steal from me, I did not. And what did they say to me? Like, if it was some punk shit too. What did them niggas say to me? They tried to act like they weren't even gonna do it too. Like, they said some shit like, oh my, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I was probably like 16. And I was coming home from school and they knew that I had like an iPod or something. I feel like I've told this story before. And they asked me some random shit and like caught me off guard. And I was like, what the fuck are these niggas talking about? And I like tried to answer the question. The next thing I know, they just swung on me. And I just had to start like trying to swing back. Yeah. And they tried to run me for my shit. I didn't even have, like, I think they were trying to steal the iPod. I didn't even have it on me. No, I did have it and I lied and said I didn't. Yep, I had it and I lied and said that I didn't.
Smart.
And they walked off on me and I went home and I called my mom and I was like, these boys tried to jump me over by the park. My mother was like, what?
I know she was just like, oh no, I did not.
And she just happened to be on the other line. She happened to be on the other line with my dad.
Oh Lord.
And so she was like, hold on. I'm gonna get off the phone with him. And she got on the other line with him, told him what happened. My dad left work.
I know that's right.
Drove to the park.
Period.
Hopped out. They claim, I wasn't there. I was at home by this point. But they claim that like when he hopped out the car and approached the park, that the niggas like, you know, they started running.
Yeah, because somebody's daddy showed up.
Like me.
Right. Because somebody's daddy showed up. Oh no,
oh,
nigga.
Shit. And he came to the house, got me, went back to the park. We went back over to the park. Them niggas weren't there. He was like, when we find them, you're going to fight them. And I was like, I did. And there are more than one. Like, what are we?
It was just me. And it was like
I tried. It was just me. And these two other niggas, like. Anyway.
That's your daddy saying we're going to finish the fight.
Like, what do you want me? Like, is it going to be round for round? Like, what am I don't. What are we gonna do? Are you gonna jump in? Like, okay. Anyways, like, I don't remember. Like, most of the time, niggas came for me. I was just like, leave me the fuck alone. Right. But if the moment that you said something about like family or friends, I was like, enraged. Yeah. But I wasn't like about it. Like, anybody can get it. I'll punch you in your face until like after that.
Yeah,
like
I feel you.
17, 18 plus, and I still prefer not to fight, but I will.
Yeah. Exactly. Same. Our next letter comes from Ron, who says, if you could go back to high school with all of the knowledge that you have now, what would you do differently? Thanks, Ron.
Go back to high school.
Right. First of all, if I could go back to high school, I would not. That's first and foremost.
With all of the knowledge that I could now.
Oh, God. Honestly.
that I have now.
I would go back to me because I started high school at age 12. So I would go back to me and say, oh, girl, there's so many things. If we just get you to a therapist right now, there are so many things we can avoid with you. Like,
I think I was 13.
I mean, yeah, 12, 13, same thing. I could have been saved at that age, though. Like, I didn't have to grow up to be the depressed, anxious curmudgeon that I am. I could have been a better person than this if somebody had got to me right between 8th and 9th grade. So I probably would say, girl, we gonna find you like a Black therapist somewhere in this city who will see you for like $20 a week or whatever you can afford. And we're gonna help you to understand that so much of what is going on is beyond your control. I think that's probably what I would do if I could do anything if that was even possible, then that would be what I would do, just to try to get me, like, I could have saved so much money on therapy and alcohol if I had just had some real help at some point before I was grown. So
I don't know if it's because I hit this vape a couple of minutes ago or if it's just naturally the way that my mind spirals.
Okay. I want to hear it.
If I went back to high school with like my current set of skills, knowledge, state of mind, like all of this, part of me thinks like, oh, you know, I would tell people to suck my dick and go fuck themselves far earlier. And I would probably be way more productive in school because of it. I would probably be far more involved in like extracurricular activities. I think I would just like probably be, I don't know, more active and probably happier because I would have a better understanding of who I am, what I'm capable of, and so on.
Yeah.
But I think a larger part of me feels like I would do everything the same.
Oh, shit. Really? On purpose?
Because I like where I'm at.
Oh, that's deep.
I'm happy. See, I'm saying, I don't know if it's the vape.
No, I'm fucking with it, though. I'm fucking with it.
I am a pillar of issues and constant dread. But at the same time, I'm so blessed. And I think that a lot of my experiences have led me to where I am. And so maybe because I watch a lot of sci-fi and I'm always like blown away by the space-time continuum and butterfly effect and all that dumb shit, I think I would just sit there and be like, ooh, these dumb. I think I would find entertainment by like being able to clock how stupid everybody is. And you know what else I would do? I would super have a diary.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Something I would keep regularly. And I had journals and stuff, but I threw them away years ago. And I wish I had not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I periodically would, like, you know, start a new journal or whatever, and then I would scrap it all the time. And I know I had one. There's probably one somewhere still at my parents' house.
Yeah.
I bet you my mom has it and it's not telling me. Anyway. But yeah, I would do that. I would be journaling away like these
crazy.
Stupid ass motherfuckers and Miss Lima's lazy fucking ass. I'm dragging her every chance I get. I promise you. Like, I just thought about her ass the other day too. And I know that I have dragged Miss Lima several times on the podcast. Raggedy ass, non-trying ass, not giving a fuck, worthless ass. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
you know what I love about that answer is that it's indicative of somebody who has embraced radical acceptance, which is, this is the situation I've been through. These are the experiences I've had. I'm not going to wish that things were different. I'm going to accept them the way they are and say, what would I do going forward? Which is something I'm really trying to embrace. So I love that you said that because it gave me a totally different way of looking at things. Because I'm definitely still in the, God, if I could go back and like change the circumstances, things would be so different. But I need to get to a place where I'm like, shit was what it was. Now what?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know what that would look like. You know, like, I know that my parents would have been far more ecstatic because Caribbean, Black, like they expected me to get a double plus.
You were going to be a doctor and a lawyer.
25 scholar. Listen, engineer, astronaut, like in the United Nations. Like, I really should have been Kofi Annan.
You should have been Kofi Annan. How dare you?
Why are we getting vaccinations from Pfizer and not you, bitch? Like,
like we came to America. Bitch, that was the point.
But I don't know what the fuck things would have looked like on the other side of that. I know I still would have been a black fag in this country and world would still hate me. Exactly. I know that there would still be tons of disadvantages I would have to deal with regardless of what the fuck my GPA looked like. Right. I know motherfuckers would still not take me seriously. I know niggas still wouldn't be shit in relationships, you know? And so like,
true.
Like maybe I would have a different job or whatever. Or maybe I would still be really, really happy or happier.
Mm-hmm.
But
the world would be the same, fundamentally.
It would still suck. It would still be set up against me.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
At least I got to talk shit with my friend and get paid for that.
Amen.
Like, I don't know that would be my job.
No, counting
well in high school.
Counting the things that count, counting the things that matter, the things that are blessings, the things you are grateful for, that counts. So
yeah.
Amen. Thank you for that, friend. Our last high school question comes from Isaac, who says, describe your high school crush, and if you've kept up with them, are they still fun?
That's so funny.
Oh, God, did you just see him?
I saw a few of them.
Oh, my God, are you kidding? Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so like, this is so funny. I have like two niggas in mind, and they're polar opposites. One of them came in mind. I don't think I mentioned them last week, but one of them came in mind when I was pulling topics, and I watched that ATL thing, that ATL sequel, quote unquote trailer. That's basically just a TikTok of some niggas walking down like past a warehouse or something. But the nigga Albert, I think that's his name, Albie Daniels, who played the nigga from Brooklyn or whatever. You remember the nigga in ATL who was from New York? He reminded me a lot of one of my crushes in high school, who was this nigga whose name I will not say just in case somebody might know me or him or whatever. I doubt it. But he was like same sort of like stature, very tall, very, very New York. Also loved Dipset. Also loved a whole bunch of New York rap and shit that I liked. And I think that we like sat next to each other in math in the back of class or whatever. And he was just a cool ass nigga. But like, I had a huge crush on him. But he was also very friendly and very kind to me, even though I was a clear fairy. Right. So I appreciated that. Like, I mean, as like a clear fairy in a double XL Dipset hoodie, like, or slip and slide hoodie at all times in 88 degree weather. So I was like a queen in trades clothing. And then the other nigga was like the other nigga was, I don't know, he was just a Miami nigga. Like, he was just this lanky ass nigga with dreads, long ass dreads. He was very, very funny. But I don't even know what I found attractive about him besides the fact that he was bad and like,
that's all you need. What do you mean? That's literally perfect. I can't think
of anything specific. You're muted.
You said I was so sorry because I was like, what are you talking about? This is perfect. This nigga, he was lanky with dreads. Like, what was the problem? This is great.
I mean, but I'm just trying to like say something specific about him so that people might be able to picture this nigga. He was just like, he almost looks like a Marley. He almost looked like a Marley.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
like he had long dreads. He had like a big old like wide nose and just he just looked like a Miami nigga. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Makes sense,
but he was very funny and like, I don't know. He was kind of mysterious and weird. And, those are the two niggas that I remember clearly having crushes on. And I remember both of their names. And if I looked them up on Facebook, I'd probably find them, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to let
the fantasy live.
High school me live in it.
Let him have that.
They truly weren't mind blowing in high school, to be honest with you. So I doubt that, like, whatever.
Yeah, I had one real crush in high school. who ended up being my first girlfriend, and we dated for like 6.5, 7 years.
Yeah.
Because of course we did. And if I looked her up the last time that I was on Facebook, which was, I don't even know how many years ago, she was like married with a kid and selling houses or something else. So I'm sure she's still doing fine, but she still looked good then. I have no idea if she is still as fine today as she was in high school, but I remember being so conflicted about her, because I feel like I've talked about her before on the show, but like I had such a huge crush on her, and I was so scared of being gay, and I was so scared of anybody finding out. And she was the one who like came to my house and shut me up in my room. Mama was like, keep her in there till she clean that room. She was like, yes, ma'am. Sure will. And I was like, oh my God, this lady don't know what she just said. So
meanwhile,
right, exactly. Meanwhile,
any nigga, mind you, I never brought anybody I had a crush on was interested into my house.
She was
never.
No, she was like, I'm coming over. I was like, okay.
If a nigga came to my house, it was always just a friend. And my mother, wide. Oh, I want the door all the way open. Matter of fact, here's a screwdriver. Take the door off of the hinges.
My mama was so oblivious. She was like, y'all go in Crystal's room and do something. It's so dirty in there. You probably won't want to be in there no way. Meanwhile, this girl's like, show will. Where's that? Show me.
Okay.
Right. So she shut the door. Mom was like, yeah, keep it in there until it's all clean. I said, oh
yeah,
my
it will
God.
be.
But anyway,
wow.
I feel like there's something about that first crush, those high school ages, where like, whether they're still fine, you kind of look at them through the lens of like being an adult and all that. Like, I don't even know that I would still look at her like that, because that time was so unique and special to me. But so kind of like you, I haven't seen her in years. I have no idea what she looks like at this point, but I let the younger me, who was like so infatuated and had such an incredible experience, I let her have that. Because old jaded me do not need to chime in on that shit. Okay, she just gonna ruin it.
Yeah,
she just gonna fuck it up with facts. Like, leave me alone, bitch. Let me have that fun, amazing first love time of my life, and you can deal with the grown bitch shit. But let me have this young love. So that's kind of how I look at it. And I hope she's doing well. I hope she's still married. I hope their baby or babies are doing great. But, you know, it was an amazing experience for me. That was.
I'm sure.
A lot of ups and a lot of downs. But, you know, we both made it. And that's what counts. So amen. Yeah.
Well, praise him.
Okay, I think that's it for the high school letters this week. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted. We will go back to regular letters next week. Yeah, and then we'll pick a different topic. So yeah, asktheread@gmail.com. I'm going to take another quick break, and then we'll be right back.
So this episode is also being brought to you guys by Honey. I love Honey so much. I have been a fan since before they decided to sponsor us. Basically, if you don't know how it works, it's a free and easy way to automatically search for promo codes so you can stop paying full price for things that you don't need to online. I've been all over the place, from, you know, buying some snacks, meals, to all kinds of doodads and whatsits and things like that on the internet. And basically, Honey is an app that just kind of sits in your browser, and all you have to do is click apply coupons when you're at checkout on these different websites, and it just scours the internet for all kinds of codes, all kinds of deals, anything that could save you money at checkout, and automatically applies it. It's incredibly easy, and it is free. I've used it a ton of times, whether it's on like I said, chickens, ridiculous toys that I probably don't need, chargers that I need to replace because Link ate them, all kinds of stuff. Honey has helped me save money. So add Honey to your computer in seconds at joinhoney.com/theread. That's joinhoney.com/theread. Save yourself some money, because Lord knows we all can or should. And let's move on.
Hey y'all, this episode is also brought to you by Skillshare. All of us have the ability to create and be creators, whether you last picked up a paintbrush or instrument yesterday or whether it was way back in grade school. You can still explore your creativity and be inspired. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning and with so much to explore, real projects that you can create, and the support of fellow creatives. Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. It doesn't matter if you're just a dabbler or if you're a pro, a hobbyist, or a master. If you're a creative, you can discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. Experience real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to pricey in-person classes and workshops, because an annual subscription works out to be less than $10 a month. As far as me, y'all know that I'm back in regular full-time school, but I'm also back in Skillshare school because they have something out with Jonathan Van Ness called the Ultimate Self-Care Playbook. Discover and nurture your centered self, which sounds incredible to me. And then also finding fulfillment using pivots to power your creative career with Emma Gannon. Like, those are just two of the examples of classes that you can take with Skillshare to expand your creativity and do more of the things that you care about that will help you develop a sense of self and a sense of belonging and peace and creativity. So you can explore that creative side today at Skillshare.com/theread and get a 1 month free trial of premium membership. That's 1 month of a premium membership at Skillshare.com/theread. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you, and let's wrap up the show.
Okay, folks, we're back, and it is time now for us to do the read.
That's true.
And
do you want me to go first? Okay.
I can go because I feel like this shouldn't take me too long.
Okay. Famous last words.
And some of these, I don't even know. Maybe one of these might be one of yours. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Probably.
I just wanted to say to the folks over in Texas making laws that have to do with women's bodies.
Say it.
Laws that have to do with, pregnancy, uteri, and abortions. I mean, we've talked about the ridiculous hypocrisy in these laws before, but it just still blows my mind.
Right.
So if you haven't heard, basically Texas passed this law that essentially makes it so that I believe it is illegal to have an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy.
Which is barely even knowing that you're pregnant, but okay.
Many doctors have already stated that most women don't know that they're pregnant around this time. By the time pregnant women miss their period, they're already about 4 weeks. That doesn't even, call into account certain things like, delayed periods, different health conditions, irregular cycles, or whatever kinds of things that could come into play. But essentially, if you were to somehow find out, oh, my period's late, I'm 4 weeks pregnant, you then have 2 weeks to figure out the circumstances of your life and everything that's going on in it to decide whether or not you can get. It's kind of like way past fucking absurd.
Yeah, it is.
Also, obviously, because America, because Texas, because government, there aren't exceptions in this law if the pregnant person is a victim of rape, incest, things of those types. But apparently I read here on the New York Times that you are permitted to get an abortion for health reasons, but they are narrowly drawn, allowing termination only if the pregnancy could endanger the mother's life or lead to, quote, substantial and irreversible impairment of a major bodily function. Why so much litigation and specificity over bodies that ain't yours and ain't got nothing to fuck to do with you? It's really confusing. And it's also terrifying that you can be like, first of all, flat out, if you're pregnant or you became pregnant against your own damn will.
Right.
In violent circumstances, traumatic or whatever the fuck else.
Too bad.
We don't give a damn.
Right.
Sucks to be you. But also, let's make the verbiage extra creepy and weird. So that because of course it would be ridiculous and inhumane to say that you cannot have this abortion even if you're gonna die, right? But let's make it so that we can really nitpick and move the post as much as we want to in any of these cases. I'd say specifically, if you are a pregnant person that resides in an intersection that we soups don't give a fuck about.
Oh, yeah. It's literally that. If you can get pregnant, they don't care about you, period. It don't matter what your identity is.
I just think it is really absurd and once again frustrating to kind of see us making this huge to do, all of this debate and argument and think piecery, while we're also dancing around the basics and all of the irony and all of the hypocrisy. How much longer are we going to continue this bullshit idea that y'all are so anti-abortion because of the life of children and children deserve a life, and when the heartbeat starts it is indicative of life and that life deserves a chance, and what about the kids and all of the children?
Yeah.
We care about the kids.
You don't, though.
But let that child be born female, Black, Asian, First Nation, disabled,
visibly trans, colored in any way.
Anywhere in the queer experience and spectrum. Let this child be anything besides Caucasian and male identifying. Y'all don't give a fuck about them. So what are we talking about? And when I think about it further, I say to myself, no, sir. They don't give a fuck about those little Caucasian boys either. Because let somebody come out with an automatic fucking firearm. Let somebody come down to the local elementary school with a fucking assault rifle and ring bells on everybody's fucking baby. These same motherfuckers running down to the courthouses, banging gavels, doing all of this shit and arguing about the babies and what about the babies and what about the babies will be the same motherfuckers saying fuck you and your baby. If you want my guns, come and take them from my bleeding white hands.
True.
So what are we doing?
Lying.
Y'all have literally not only watched your weird, freakish American brethren slay children in places where they were supposed to be safe, supposed to be building and learning and all of this other stuff. But you said, so what? Collectively. And not only that, you then spend time, your own adult time, mocking victims, survivors, harassing them, actual people in Congress following around survivors of school shootings and berating them. All so they can continue to carry firearms around and shoot some more of your goddamn babies. So I just kind of can't make sense of this. Oh, the children. Oh, the children. What about the babies and the heartbeat shit? Because you don't care about kids. You don't care about anything besides policing women and their bodies and what they can and can't do with them.
Right.
And putting more binds and chains on, you know, people who can get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's really all that it is.
Anybody born with a uterus and a vagina, you are like completely against them and hell-bent on controlling them. I'm so glad you brought this up because this was definitely part of what I was going to say today for my read, which is like everything you just said. And also, y'all are completely uninterested in punishing the penis havers who get these people pregnant. It's like they have nothing to do with it. They're completely left out of the punishment part of the legislation when these women, it's mostly women, cannot get pregnant alone. They cannot do it by themselves. We are not some one-celled organism that can simply divide and reproduce. We are not that.
That would be awesome, though.
It would be. We would be better off because everybody would be female. But, but we are not that. We require two to fucking tango. It takes two to make this science work. And yet, nowhere in the legislation are the people with dicks responsible for any of it. That's how you know it's about oppressing women, oppressing people who can reproduce. That's how you know it's about control and not about the unborn. Because you don't actually give a fuck about the born. And if you need proof of that, Texas, we can just point to the fact that your governor is trying to prosecute every county that says kids have to wear a mask or teachers have to wear a mask or anybody has to be vaccinated. Like the fact that y'all don't care if these kids and teachers live or die is all the proof of that anyone could possibly need. Are you kidding? You clearly don't care about the born. You clearly don't, because you're letting them and their families suffer right fucking now. So please save the dumb shit. Right. And you're doing it happily. So save the dumb shit about caring so much about those who don't have a voice. You don't give a fuck about them kids. Them kids is out here right now stuffing every fucking ICU in Texas to the point where they got to go out of state because ain't no more fucking beds. You don't give a fuck about them kids. Shut up with that lie.
Yeah. So that's all I had to say about that. I just kind of find it ridiculous.
I just had to let it out.
That we're still doing this whole
because it's clearly not about that. It's clearly not about, oh my God, lives. And these people deserve the chance to come Earthside to do what? To be treated to this fucking world, this capitalistic bullshit society where who they are doesn't fucking count. And they're going to be oppressed every day of their lives. So you have one more fucking cog in your machinery to make a billionaire another $18,000 a year. Girl, leave me the fuck alone. Like, girl, please leave me the fuck out of it. Don't say that shit about caring about kids to me. If you are against abortion, don't say nothing about caring about the kids to me. Because take one good look at the society, you can see the society don't give a fuck about kids. And you know how? Because we don't give a fuck about they mamas. And across every species, the one that gives birth is the one that cares for the children, like almost in totality, period. You don't give a fuck about kids because you don't give a fuck about the people who bring them into this world. So don't talk to me about it.
Lastly, I just wanted to say to Glamour Magazine, I don't know who asked you, but you didn't have to answer.
I was so mad at this. You didn't have
to answer at all.
I was so mad. I wasn't even... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. Like, I don't know who asked you guys anything.
Did y'all have to do this right after we did it? Like, because the number of times I got tagged in this.
It's all I've seen all week.
Truly, I feel like it is y'all's fault I got tagged as many times as I did in this story. Like, yes, your opinions are wrong. I didn't even bother to click through to see whether your author was black. Probably was, because you're not that stupid. So
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope y'all were smart enough to hire a black person to write that. But obviously it was going to be something that get the people going. That is what it did. That was its intent. I also have controversial opinions, so I knew better than to react. But it was just like, did y'all really have to do this to me? Like, it's Virgo season. Please let me live. I don't deserve this.
Katie Cat
don't
is one of her worst songs.
Like, y'all are... Sweetie.
Why? Was it supposed to be like for her birthday or something?
Are you joking?
What was the point of even doing a best and worst? Who the fuck asked?
Meanwhile, see, exactly.
I heard School and Life was on the worst side too.
Everybody put out Beyonce content for her 40th birthday, but only Glamour was this bold to publish something they knew was gonna get niggas riled up. That's why I refused to fall for it. I said, no, y'all won't do me. Y'all actually won't play me in this way. You're trying very hard and I will not fall for it. But they definitely did try.
Well, I'm done.
Okay, so the only other thing I have is a very quick pass the read. Pass the read like we used to. And this comes from somebody who calls themselves, let me see, where did it go? Sick of You Bitches.
Oh, okay.
And Sick of You Bitches says, I want to make this as clear as concise as possible so that even the foggiest of minds can comprehend this message. I want to issue a heavenly, sanctified, and blessed fuck you to all the yellow tooth privileged ass bishops that keep telling us located in the epicenter of natural disasters to just evacuate. You say it like we did not actually consider this as a solution since we are the people in the situation. Speaking as somebody who has, by the grace of God, survived Hurricane Katrina, it is not simple to get up, leave your home, possession, and families when you are in the path of a natural fucking disaster. Everybody's situation is different. Some people do not have the finances to just leave, places to evacuate to, or family to rely on in times of emergency such as Hurricane Ida. Some people are elderly and literally cannot travel long distances. So what do you suggest that they do? Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, are you opening your home to those of us who are seeking refuge? Are you offering to pay for our stay at a motel, hotel, or Holiday Inn? Are you providing the funds to allow us to travel by bus, plane, or train? No, then bitch, why is your mouth moving? Why? If you're not talking with the intent to aid in our escape, then baby, shut the ever-loving fuck up, because clearly you have never been in this type of emergency. Most of you have only experienced shutdowns due to a slightly heavy downpour for a few hours, or oh my God, maybe you even got some snow flurries on the interstate. My suggestion is, so that you can fully immerse yourself in our experience, for you to move to a place below sea level or a place that experiences countless tropical storms. I hear that there are marvelous places that have earthquakes, wildfires, and volcanic eruptions. Please think before you speak, because oftentimes the words you use to put out into the world are obviously saturated in the fact that you have never experienced anything close to what you are speaking on. Words mean things, and the words that you say that you think have meaning are actually hollow. Y'all want to talk, but you should have sat there and ate your fucking food, girl. Sincerely, Sick of You Bitches. And I just had to say thank you. I had to say thank you, because too many of y'all say, oh my God, why do people still live in Louisiana? Oh my God, why do people still live in New Orleans? Bitch, why do you and your whole fucking family and every generation of you niggas still live where y'all do? For the same fucking reason. If your state wasn't landlocked and got flooded every few years, you niggas would still be where you are too. And you know why? Because you don't have the money to go somewhere else. And that is true of almost everybody. So shut the fuck up judging people for where they live. And honestly, I'd rather take the risk in New Orleans than be quote unquote safe in some state that might get 2 tornadoes a year. Like, girl, leave me alone. Let people live their fucking lives. Y'all are over here mad at niggas for doing the best that they can to survive. Meanwhile, are you opening up your Cash App or your Venmo or whatever the fuck else to make sure people have enough, not just enough money for a hospital, or not a hospital, but a hotel night? But I'm talking about families of 6 or 7 where you looking at a suite of rooms or more. And now you're not looking at one night. You're looking at 2, 3, 4 weeks. You have enough money to put somebody up like that? You have enough money to replace all their groceries? You have enough money to replace whatever was left if the storm does come? Or random niggas come or whoever comes and robs their fucking house? Do you have the money for any of that? No. You know what you have? The space and the privilege to sit back and have the goddamn audacity to speak on something you know nothing about. You've never been in a position to evacuate. So shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing about what it's like to fight for your fucking life against Mother Nature, and the government don't give a shit about you. So shut the fuck up. You ain't never had to think about whether you could steal some bread from the store or starve. And not just you, but your fucking babies. Girl, shut up. People should never be in this position. It should never be up to people. It should be the government, their local, state, federal government saying, oh, girl, it's a hurricane coming. Let us pay for all y'all to stay in luxury hotels for the next 2 weeks until we make sure everything is okay. And then make sure, as soon as you get home, file a claim and let us know what's damaged or missing so that we can replace it and you can continue to live happy and healthy lives. But we don't live in that kind of world. So stop judging people for making the decisions they have to make. You stupid, privileged bitch. Because you don't know nothing about it. And be glad that you don't. That's what I understand about people who have privileges. Why can't you just be happy that you don't know what it's like for the rest of us? Why can't you just be glad about that? Why does it have to be all this extra bullshit? Shut the fuck up and enjoy that you don't know what it's like. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's it. Just like, be glad you don't know what it's like. Be glad. And that's that.
Well, that's it for the read this week.
Yes, it is. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of The Read. This week's episode is also brought to you by Liberty, the weekly podcast from the ACLU, exploring the biggest civil rights and civil liberties issues of the day. As part of the ACLU's Systemic Equality Program, many recent conversations focus on how we address America's legacy of racism and systemic discrimination. You can subscribe to At Liberty on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. Recent episodes have included conversations with Kimberly Crenshaw on the true meaning of critical race theory. So if you want to check that out, again, subscribe to At Liberty on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Check us out at thisistheread.com or on social media at thisistheread. Friend, do you have anything else to say before we leave?
Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. That really, really made me sad today. One of my faves. Such an amazing actor. I've heard so many awesome things about him from people who have met him. I was obviously a huge fan of The Wire, one of the best shows ever created. But, you know, he also was in When They See Us and Lovecraft Country. And he was in, 12 Years a Slave. And, I mean, like,
and
a ton
amazing
of
in everything that he did.
Everything.
Yeah. Amazing in everything he did.
But he also didn't shy away from, like, playing queer characters and, like, with nuance. And I feel like he did them really well. And so he was in fucking Community. Like, I'm really sad. So that one... I saw that today and was like, oh, come on. And then Greg Leakes passed away, I think last week after fighting cancer for ages. So that was really sad too. So rest in power to both of those people, and thoughts and prayers to their family and stuff like that, because circumstances are already shitty. And it's hard enough to like be around the people that you love and things like that. So
yeah, I honestly,
everyone is surrounded by love.
The Michael K. Williams news, I like honestly cannot handle. Like, I'm just kind of, I acknowledge it, but it's very difficult for me to accept. So I'm not really doing that right now. But it just feels like there's been a lot of loss lately, and I just want everybody to be super careful. I don't even know how to say it. Things are really hard, and I completely understand looking for refuge from what's going on. I just want everybody to be as mindful as possible, if possible, because this is really sad. Like, this is sadly the 4th or 5th death I've heard about in the past week or two from overdose from drugs that were probably laced with fentanyl or something else. So that's why I'm saying that. It's just like worrying, and I don't know. I just want the best for niggas, and I'm really sad. So
I didn't even know how he died, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was an overdose.
I just read that they found him in his apartment.
Well, so allegedly it was an overdose. And so people are saying, oh my God, so much coke is being cut lately with fentanyl, and 4 people overdosed at a party in LA last weekend. So it's like, maybe that is what's going on. And if so, I just want to remind everybody, like, you can buy fentanyl testing strips, and I don't know, just be as careful as you can, because I get it. And I'm not going to tell you not to do drugs, because Lord knows I'm not going to stop drinking wine. So I get it. Yeah. And just be as safe as possible. That's all. Love you.
All right, folks. Have a good week. Be safe.
We'll see y'all next week, niggas.